Okay, next story. This one's kind of a tragic end to a story we've talked about before. Mountain lion that wreaked havoc in San Francisco found dead along Highway 101.
What a wild couple weeks for this mountain lion. So let's break it down in a
Timeline it for me. Yeah.
Let's timeline it. So it was mid-June. A video of a mountain lion emerges on Twitter crossing the street in Russian Hill, which Russian Hill is just south of the marina. So it's in the north side of San Francisco, but inland a little bit. I mean, I'm not sure where the cougar came from, but it was inland a little bit. Then multiple different sightings throughout the city saw this thing walking around at night. It's kind of strolling, oddly enough. I'm sure it was eating a ton of great garbage and little rodents, all that stuff that you'll
Pigeons.
see. Pigeons, yeah, that's right. Then, about 3 days later, 2 or 3 days later, they spot a mountain lion, probably the same one, assuming it's the same one because there's not a ton of mountain lions in San Francisco, outside of Oracle, where the San Francisco Giants play baseball, and they eventually trapped it, got rid of it, or extracted it from the area. They took it over to Oakland, right? They did tests on it. They made sure it was okay. They tagged it. Then they released it back into the wild. Now they don't say where they released it, and I think they do that on purpose. They don't want to, tell people where they're releasing their wild animals, which could face backlash for them, all that sort of thing. Then a few days later, 3 animals are found dead in the San Francisco Zoo by a predator. They say they're basically eaten by a predator. They think it's this mountain lion. Then it was just like a week later, they found this tagged mountain lion, which they know it was the one outside Oracle, hit and killed on Highway 101 on July 3rd. So just a few days ago. I mean, what a month. This is like, I hate to make this comparison, but this reminds me of like those serial killer documentaries where serial killers are just like having a crazy month and just killing a bunch of people, and finally it just ends in
it ends
death.
By it getting hit by a car and it not being really.
What's that? What's the serial killer that escaped from prison and then and then went on a killing spree all the way down to Florida? From it was the Netflix documentary.
There's so many Netflix documentaries.
Well, the guy, he escaped from prison in Colorado, eventually made it to Florida and started killing a bunch of people again. It was like he went out with a bang. This mountain lion probably had something wrong in the head, right? Or maybe.
Maybe. Yeah. So my favorite part of this story is the fact that, yes, the mountain lion died, and that's extremely tragic. But as you mentioned, it's suspected of killing 2 wallaroos and a red kangaroo at the San Francisco Zoo. So to me, at least for a mountain lion to find itself in the San Francisco Zoo, to me is like comparing it to like me going to a Vegas buffet.
To a home.
It's literally a hometown buffet. There you go. So like at least,
it's sad because those animals have nowhere to go to flee. But you're 100% right. That was a kid in a candy store.
I mean, the mountain lion coming up on that zoo, it probably followed its instincts and could smell animals in the area and found its way over there. And they're like, "Bro, I just found the gold mine." Now, obviously, I'm not happy that there are additional animals die. I feel like I'm just always talking about how I'm like gonna punch an animal in the face or whatever. And I promise I'm an animal guy, and I actually have something to say on that coming up. But
I don't think PETA listens to this podcast, but when they do, you could be in trouble.
Chirp me, PETA.
I do not call out PETA. That's the one people you do not want to call out.
So yeah, this was a sad end to this really wild story, but it's just, I feel like it's just another wild story from 2020.
Yeah, totally. Another wild story from 2020.